Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 11, Episode 13, Season's Grillings. So last week we left off with the secret meeting at Dorit's. Sutton has gathered them all together to discuss Erica behind her back. Sutton called for the meeting, but Dorit is hosting it for some reason. The meeting just started, really. Sutton got there and she jumped right into it and told them that when she left the girls' trip, she had some concerns and, she started thinking and my alarm bells went off. So I spoke to my attorney. I'm not sure how much I want to be around my friend right now. I'm not being a fair weather friend. I'm just protecting myself. Yeah, okay. I really am not sure. Listen, I'm not a rich lady. I don't serve on the board of a bunch of different charitable whatevers. So I don't totally understand the whole protecting my reputation thing. I guess you could say I just don't really have a reputation to protect. I don't entirely understand how what Erica's going through could splash back on me, but apparently Sutton is worried about that. And I said this last week, but I don't think she and Erica are such close friends that she needs to, die on this hill defending Erica Girardi, So if she wants to kind of distance herself, then she can. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. She said, I don't want my name in an article or to be associated with this in any way. Dorit clarifies that you're talking about the part about taking money from other people. And Lisa goes, but how could that affect you? Sutton, because it does, Lisa. People will be like, oh, she's friends with that person. Lisa goes, oh, I don't care about that. I don't. Sutton goes, I know that you don't care about that, but I do. Lisa, but what if she's innocent? Sutton, then I'm eating crow pie all day long. Everyone's like, okay, fair enough. In Lisa's confessional, she said, why are you thinking about your reputation here? Your friend's hurting. Okay, I don't even need to mention DFR here, do I? Lisa Rinna is the biggest hypocrite. And by the way, your friend who's hurting has already come clean about lying to you all. Basically, if Erica's diary room chats now are to be believed, it seems as though her whole life has been a bit of a lie since you've known her. Oh, God. Rinna's confessional goes on. She said, princesses worry about their reputations. Queens don't. Okay, that's not even a little bit true. You think Queen Elizabeth doesn't worry about her reputation? Yeah, she does. I watch The Crown. I know stuff, okay? So Kyle said, so you're not worried about legalities. You're worried about your reputation. Sutton, I'm worried about both. Again, is Sutton supposed to die on the sword for Erica? Sutton's not even in the core four. She was a friend of last year. She's only known Erica for 2 seasons. She didn't see any of the other housewives other than Garcelle since before quarantine. So it might not sound kind to say that she's more worried about her reputation than she is about Erica Girardi, but I get it. I at least get being concerned, right? So then Kyle goes, I just asked a lawyer friend to explain it to me because I didn't read the whole article. It was too long. Then Dorit, McCartney, and Wings said, I too sought some advice for this. I don't want our support of Erica to be misinterpreted as support for some of the atrocious things that have been done. Kyle goes, I agree. And, there's some nodding going on. Sutton, okay, I do have a little bit of gossip. Now, it's my sweet, sweet Sutton. You guys know I love her, but I do think she's, I don't know if enjoying is the right word, but she does seem to be getting some pleasure out of this salacious, information, right? So she said, I do have a little bit of gossip. Even Garcelle raised her eyebrows at that. Rinna gets a look on her face like she's very uncomfortable with it. So Sutton said, one of the partners at his law firm left because his wife said, something's off. You need to leave this firm. Kyle goes, when was that? 10 years ago. Side note, so the wife smelled something fishy, but the partner himself didn't? Like, how was the wife? I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. Anyway, Sutton goes, it was a huge red flag for me. Then Rinna, surprisingly, said, you know, the son-in-law just left recently. Does she mean Tom's son-in-law? I guess. So Garcelle said, so do you feel like you've been told the truth? And Sutton said, no. Kyle, do you not believe Erica? Why is it so hard to believe that someone is questioning Erica? She lied to all of you guys. Sutton goes, I think she's lied to us. Yeah, there's no think about it. She told you the night of the wonderful storytelling, she told you that Tom had a much more serious accident than she said before. So you know she lied about that. She's admitting to lying about a lot of things, or at least withholding a lot of things. Anyway, she says, I think she has lied to us. And Rinna goes, you do? Sutton, I do. And it started with the 3 years ago. The head injury that started as a broken ankle. Kyle goes, yeah, being told it was a broken ankle is kind of weird. Sutton, stuff is not adding up. Dorit, there are some discrepancies. There are. And then Crystal said, I felt like when we were on the mountain with her, that it all started when he had the accident. And Garcelle goes, 3 years ago, yeah. Sutton, yeah, see, I'm not buying the 3-year package. Crystal, I'm right there with you. Which, would you guys ever have thought that Crystal and Sutton would be like on the same side like this so much? But yeah, so she goes, I'm right there with you. Because this article, all of that was prior to 3 years ago. So it's not congruent with the information that we got. Rinna, okay. Then we see another little section of the article stating that one of the attorneys who's representing one of the crash victims, Jay Edelson is his name, he said that for at least the past decade, Girardi ran his firm like a Ponzi scheme. When the settlement money would come in, they would pay previous creditors and clients, and then wait until more money would come in to pay the current ones. So they all kind of get to the point where they say, okay, Erica is telling us Tom's been in decline since the accident 3 years ago. But the article is saying this has been going on for a lot longer than that, at least 10 years. And Tom's attorneys are saying he's been mentally incapacitated for the past 3 years since the accident. So Erica's stories and Tom's attorney's stories are all in sync. And Sutton goes, I think they've been talking. I mean, listen, even if Tom and Erica haven't spoken to each other directly, information has been getting passed between the two, right? Between the two camps. Tom's attorneys are at the very least talking to Erica's attorneys. Dorit said, who do you think talked? Erica and Tom's attorneys? And Sutton said, yes. Rinna, really? Oh, it's so hard to believe, isn't it? Sutton's like, yeah. So Sutton says she's having a hard time being her friend because this kind of speaks to her character and integrity. And Sutton's like, I have to be careful who I associate with. Kyle, you're also saying you don't want the association. Sutton, I don't want my name in the paper. And Kyle goes, I don't want to be associated with these crazy stories either. And let's not forget Kathy Hilton. I don't know her. I don't know her at all. So then Rinna says, but I think she's telling us the truth now. There's no proof otherwise. How about this? How about the fact that she lied to you for 6 years? Could that be at least a validation for not blindly trusting her now? Just saying. There's a past history of lying. So. And Kyle goes, I don't think she knew these things either. But if she did, it's not like she's going to say, oh, yes, I did know. And Rinna goes, let me ask you a question. Did you all believe Denise fucking Richards last year? Did you all think she was telling the truth in your heart of hearts? They're like, no, but that was child's play compared to this. Rinna, but did you really think she was telling the truth? I'm not even sure what her point is. Kyle goes, no. I think she was just trying to save her marriage. Yeah, Lisa, that was such a totally different thing. In fact, that makes Erica look all the worse, if you ask me. The way you guys went after Denise for maybe or maybe not cheating on her husband. And this is horrible. In Rinna's confessional, she seems to know that we all are like giving her shit for not having Denise fucking Richards' back. Yet she does have Erica's back. But she says she doesn't give a if we like her or not. So that's good. Anyway, Rinna continues in her confessional and she said, "So I don't know what's going on there with Erica, but I need to find out. I need to let it play out and see what's going to happen." Why? To see what side you're going to fall on? This is the problem with blind loyalty, right? I always tell you guys, I do not have blind loyalty for these housewives because I can't vouch for the type of person they are in real life. I'm fully and completely aware that all I know about them is what Bravo shows me, and that's not always a perfect or a full picture. So, my opinions change. If you do something I like, I will mention it. If you then do something I don't like, I mention that too, I mention it all. So this is what I see as the problem with blind loyalty. If you defend someone no matter what, have their back, you're my best friend, I'm going to have your back no matter what. What do you do when things start stacking up against them? Little by little, more and more things reveal themselves to be not so great about your friend. Or when she admits that she lied to you before, but I'm telling you the truth now. What happens to this notion of blind loyalty? Do you remain a ride or die with a friend who hasn't always been honest with you? And if so, why? I don't get that. So here's what Dorit thinks. She says, "There cannot be blind support. I've known her for 5 years, and everything I believed about Erica's life is actually the diametrical opposite." Garcelle, oh my God. Garcelle's good with the comments too, every once in a while. She is such a spectator. Dorit goes on to say that she's never portrayed herself as being in anything other than a loving, happy marriage for the entire time they've known her. She talked about Tom as being a man, being a lawyer for the little people. We get a flashback to Tom saying how good it feels to do good. And, it's not about the money. It could be $5,000. It could be $50 million. That doesn't matter to Tom. It just feels good to do good. Rinna is just taking cleansing breaths. She's got her head down. Ooh. Ooh, it's rough. This is a rough one for Lisa. I tell you. Dorit said that Tom has misappropriated $2 million belonging to orphans and widows. That is sickening to me. Yeah, it's sickening to a lot of us. Sutton, please excuse me. I have notes here. Oh, Sutton, stop acting like you're enjoying this so much. That's not a good look either. She's reading from her notes. The burn victim settlement was $12 million. That was in 2010. And they only received $1 million. And they filed a lawsuit for the rest, naming Erica. Kyle, do you think it's hidden or do you think the money's all gone? Sutton, gone. Girls, they spent it. Kyle, the question is, did Erica know about these things or did she not? And Sutton goes, I just don't think ignorance is an excuse. I just don't. When she is so smart. Oh, God, you guys. Rinna is in agony right now. And Crystal is just here for the show. Hand the girl some popcorn. She's just been chowing down and enjoying the front row seat to this. Sutton said, that whole mistress thing is beneath us. And I just don't like the deflection. Kyle says, think about it, guys. In the beginning, just the first little trickle that came out, she said people started disappearing and you start learning who your friends really are. And I said to her, well, I'm here through the hard times, not only the good times. I mean, I'm here if you lost all your money. I'm here if your husband cheated on you. I'm here if you're going through a divorce. But if there's any truth to the other stuff that's going on here, I need to know that. Because guess what? That's a different story. Yeah, so they all agree that they need to ask Erica the hard questions. did you know the money going to you, to your LLC, was money that was supposed to be going to the victims? They're like, yeah, she's not going to like the questions, but they have to be asked. The next time they're all getting together is at Kyle's house, and Kyle is cooking Christmas dinner for them. In Kyle's confessional, she said, Erica's life is shitty. So the fact that she's coming over for Christmas dinner and we're going to ambush her with these tough questions, it makes me feel bad. Okay, here's a thought. Then don't. Listen, I'm all for getting to the bottom of this and asking her tough questions, but it shouldn't be addressed at the Christmas dinner. I mean, that timing's not cool. I think it's dumb anyway, because what is she going to say? You're going to have to be like detectives, right? You're going to have to look at body language and every nuance as she answers the question, no, I didn't know anything. Because that is the only answer you're going to get from her. And they have to know that, right? They're filming for Real Housewives, asking on camera whether she knew money that went into her LLC was meant for these victims. Like, who thinks she's gonna say, yes, I knew? You think you're gonna get a big reveal here at the Christmas dinner? No. There's a huge trial going on. To me, I think the whole, like, let's confront her with the questions that's stupid. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to just come to your own conclusions because you already know what her answer is going to be. Kyle's like, she's going to have to answer to more than she's comfortable with because we deserve to know the truth. I don't know if you deserve to know the truth. You'd like to know the truth. I would like to know the truth, but I don't think it necessarily deserve it. The victims, yeah, they deserve to know the truth, but I bet they don't even care about the truth. They just want their money back. And, you know, also another reason why this is such a bad idea to do this at the Christmas dinner. First of all, she probably can't talk about it anyway. So you might not even get a no, I didn't know. You might just get a, I'm not allowed to talk about this because it's an ongoing case, right? Not only that, by all of you having this meeting without her, and then all of you confronting her at Christmas dinner, all that does is it provides her with an opportunity to be the victim. You're attacking me, you ambushed me, and I'm already going through so much. Waterworks. I don't like it for the simple fact that it would be very easy for her to kind of flip the narrative to, I'm the victim. You all bullied me. You all came at me. I have no friends. Boo-hoo, I'm the victim. And now I have to go home to my shitty house with Tripoli. And I bet that dog eats a lot. So anyway, yeah, bad idea, confronting her at Christmas dinner. Okay, so next we are at Garcelle's house. And she has cooked a Christmas dinner for her children, all of her children. Jackson Jade and her son Oliver came with his wife and his children. There's a lot of Haitian dishes that Garcelle has made. Yeah, it's a nice family meal. Okay, now it is the night of Kyle's Christmas dinner. We see her FaceTime Dorit while she's getting glam and Dorit is getting glam. Kyle tells her that Teddy is going to be there. Yay. Side note, has anybody missed Teddy this season? Hi, I'm Teddy. Thank you for inviting me, Kyle. She wasn't the most demonstrative woman. Anyway, yes, she's coming. And she said, and as far as I know, Erica is coming. She didn't say otherwise. Dorit asks her if Erica knows that they had the meeting. And Kyle said, no, I didn't tell her. And they're both like, yeah, we need to find a way forward through this and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to happen. I'm just telling you, I still think this is a really bad idea. Kyle's like, I support Erica, but I have a lot of questions. All right, Garcelle is the first guest to arrive. She usually is, isn't she? Garcelle likes to be prompt. Kyle says she cooked everything, but she does have like a staff of 50. So I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but yeah, Kyle claims that she cooked everything. She wouldn't even let someone add a little salt to something. It's all her food. Okay, Teddy is the next to arrive. She says a little bit of an awkward hello to Garcelle. I don't remember those two having an issue with each other. I can't remember. My memory's so bad though. In her confessional, the producer asks Garcelle, what is your deal with Teddy? And Garcelle goes, I don't know. She's kind of annoying, like a little gnat. Rinna arrives next, and she's got a heather wig on and new Versace shoes, and they're all chatting about they're looking at her shoes, and oh my God, let me see the shoes. Oh, Dorit would love those. And Rinna goes, oh, she'll rip them right off my feet. While they're going through this, Dorit is actually outside the front door, and she can't seem to get it open. Now, she does have some things in her hands, but also she's like jiggling the doorknob and shaking the door. And finally, they see her, and they're all like just motioning, yeah, come on in. Just come right in. And she's like, I can't. Can someone open the door? So Kyle finally does. And then Kathy just saunters in a minute later. No trouble with the door. Kathy says hello to everyone, and I don't know, something's going on. She says she's discombobulated. I don't know if it's like getting things ready for the holidays or if something is actually going on at Kathy's. But Garcelle and Dorit say hello to her, and they ask, how are you doing? And Kathy says, oh, I'm literally ready to have a gorilla. And then she kind of walks off, and Dorit goes, have a gorilla? What is that expression? Your guess is as good as ours. In her confessional, Kathy is asked by the producer, what does that mean, have a gorilla? Kathy, it's just me being dramatic, like, oh, I'm going to have a horse or, have a barrel of chickens. All right, so now we talk about Teddy's kids and how they're doing, and her baby Dove had to have that neurosurgery, and she's like, yeah, it's been a lot, and she's fine. And then did her son have to have surgery on his hand or something? I can't remember. I hate how my brain, ever since I drove off a cliff, sorry, kidding. And yes, I know that's not even funny. It's just a dark humor. Okay, then Crystal gets there, and apparently everyone thinks she's wearing something low cut because they're like, oh, the girls are out. You look great. I didn't even know you had this body. And she's like, oh, thank you. Rob picked it out. She's got a jacket on, but still doesn't look that low cut to me. I don't know, maybe for Crystal it is, but I don't understand what everybody's going on about. Then she's like, where's my girl? Is my girl here? Crystal's talking about Teddy. Yeah, Teddy's her girl. Who knew? Teddy said, I've known Crystal for 10 years, and we've never seen each other with makeup on. Okay, then Sutton gets there, and Kyle's counting how many people are there. Okay, then we're only missing Erica. Kyle says to Dorit, I'm just thinking that there could be a chance that at the last minute, she's like, I'm not going to come. Then we get some very tense music, and who pulls up behind the wheel of a Range Rover? It's Erica. Inside, Rinna's like, guys, we have to remember, innocent until proven guilty. I'm sorry. It's just, it's almost a joke how hypocritical it is, right? So Erica walks in. Oh, hey, guys. According to Kyle's house thermometer, we see that she arrived at 5:52 on possibly the 21st of December, and it's 75 degrees in the house. So that's warm. I don't know if it's warm outside, but 75 is pretty warm inside for Christmas time. Well, in Chicago at least. But 5:53, was everyone supposed to be there at 5? 5:30? I don't know. But the last woman to arrive got there at 5:53. It's such a weird hello to everyone. It is very awkward the way Erica says hi to everyone. She's like, hey, to Teddy, but, it's Teddy. Kyle, can I get you some champagne? And Erica goes, no, I drove, so can I get a Coke? Aww, because she's too poor for a driver. Then Sutton goes, Coke? Garcelle, a Coke? Sutton, Coke. Garcelle, Coke? What is happening? Sutton goes, I say Coca-Cola. Garcelle, I do too. You too? Yeah. Oh, riveting conversation, ladies. Bravo, thank you for not making us miss a minute of that. How many times can we say Coke? I would have said pop. I'm driving, I'll just have pop. I know. It's a regional thing. So, as much as I hate to move on from this riveting conversation, I do have to point out that Erica is kind of looking over at them. Then she says, hey guys. Again, it's pretty awkward. Erica is nervous for sure. I mean, like, we saw her take like a deep cleansing breath in the car. So Kyle's like, thank you for coming. Erica, oh, well, thank you for inviting me. I'm radioactive these days. I mean, yeah, kinda. So now Kyle's like, everyone sit down and, we can have a drink. So Sutton does go over to Erica and she said, you look adorable. And Erica said, so do you. You look handsome and green. Is that like a dig or? I guess a woman can be handsome, but does a woman want to be handsome? Not sure about that. Anyway, they all sit down, but the seating is pretty spaced out, and they do kind of joke about being socially distanced from each other. At the far end, Sutton tells Garcelle, you should say hello to Erica. And Garcelle's like, no, I mean, she winked at me. It's fine. It would be awkward for me to go over there now. Which, yeah, it would. That's weird. But also, I don't think anything could actually be more awkward than this evening seems to already be. So probably wouldn't have mattered. Now Kyle says the food is ready, so everyone should go sit down at the table. And Kyle goes, Sutton, you'll be happy to know I have place cards. So everyone sits down and Kyle tells them she cooked everything. Oh, but they have to get up and grab their plates and go make their plate for themselves. What are all these people doing there then? Kyle says she cooked everything. There's no chef there. The ladies have to fill their own plates. Why is there a staff of 20 milling around? No idea. So while Erica is fixing her plate, Kyle again says, I'm so glad you came. Thank you for coming. And then she reminds Erica that she's not just a friend for the good times. I mean, I don't know. I guess Kyle just feels so guilty about the fact that they're all about to start questioning her that she's just being very weird. Anyway, Erica's like, no, you're not just here for the good times. You're a very solid friend who's about to ambush you over Christmas dinner. Bon appetit. I mean, seriously, regardless of whether Erica is innocent or guilty, there are more humane ways to do this. I'm just saying. I still think the timing is a little mean. Okay, everyone is seated now, and Kyle makes a toast, happy holidays, and an extra special thank you to Erica for even showing up. What is happening to you, Kyle? Someone needs to, take her in the other room and, slap her hard in the face. I will volunteer. But seriously, stop being so weird. Anyway, then everybody cheers to 2021 being a better year than 2020. Yeah, sorry, ladies. It gets worse. Oh, well, I hope you ladies didn't bring your appetites because we are launching right into it. Erica says she's exhausted and there's new things coming out every day. I wake up and remind myself this is real. And Dorit said, you must be blindsided by everything that comes out. Interesting choice of words, Dorit. You and Kyle are falling over yourselves. Just calm down. You two need to take a deep breath and try to rein that crazy in a little. Jesus. Erica said, yeah, and there's more to come. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Are you clairvoyant? And it's coming sooner than you think, Erica. It's actually coming before you finish your meal. So Sutton, who is sitting right next to her, and Kyle put the place cards out, right? Kyle put Sutton directly next to Erica for a reason. Sutton says, but are you really blindsided? Or could you get... Erica, go ahead, ask your question. Sutton, well, no, it seems you could get information before it hits the press. Erica, I don't have access to lawsuits before they hit the press. Okay. Sutton, I think it was the LA Times article that came out after you left. It seems like, she must know this is gonna come out. I think I was confused about the timeline. Now, Crystal, in solidarity with Sutton, I'm telling you guys, is it not bizarre that those two kind of have each other's backs lately? I couldn't believe it. She said, yeah, and my biggest question was, I was so sad about Tom and what had happened 3 years ago, but things started happening before 3 years ago. So for me, that's my question. Erica, I don't know. I know what I've seen in the last 3.5, 4 years. Sutton. Well, the burn victim thing, that was 10 years ago. So. And Erica goes, yes, but that's just being litigated now, and I'm not answering any of your questions. Dorit. No one's looking to pry into... I understand. Garcelle. That's not what you said the other night. Dorit does this... I'm going to do it for you. Dorit does this slow turn to Garcelle. Like, I'm going to kill you. Like... And Garcelle's just like, calm, cool, and collected. Yeah, you had a different story the other night. So Dorit says, let me finish. First of all, let me explain that we all met the other day at my house. Sutton had asked for us to get together. Sutton, the reason I wanted to get together was to see where we all were on this. Erica, oh, so it was like a committee? Support Erica or not? Show of hands. And the victiming is beginning. Everyone's like, no. No, that's not what it was. Sutton says, I don't think you had anything to do with Tom's firm or what he was doing. I just want to make sure that we are... And Erica goes, addressing allegations in an LA Times article. Sutton, no. I just want to make sure that we have as much knowledge. Now Rinna goes, I don't think it was we. Kyle's like, looks at Sutton. You took a very different stand. Rinna goes, let's be real clear. You need to say what happened on Saturday night. Be real. And Sutton goes, okay, Lisa. I'm doing that right now, but she's going through a lot. Rinna, yes, she is. Yeah, more than the victims? Probably not. Someone who has burns over most of his body and doesn't have enough money to pay for the surgeries he needs, that's going through a lot. Someone living in a $2 million home in a great neighborhood with an in-ground pool in your backyard, maybe not going through quite as much. So maybe we all need to just put things in perspective. Anyway, Sutton says that she talked to an attorney, and Erica goes, you talked to an attorney about me? And Garcelle said, I don't think she's the only one actually that did that. Erica, so who here got a legal opinion? Everyone's like, quiet, nobody's, raising a hand. Finally, Dorit goes, well, I spoke to my husband. PK's not an attorney, is he? Oh God, please say he's not. He's like an entertainment manager or something, isn't he? Anyway, Erica said, and what did he say? Dorit, he said by no means are we legally in trouble. You understand, I mean, we all get dragged into this, whether we like it or not. Garcelle, we're nervous. I think some of us here are nervous. Then Kyle, I asked Faye's husband, he's an attorney, to break down the LA Times article for me because it was too long and I don't read well. And he said to me that it's very likely that Erica has no knowledge of any of this and that she had no idea what was going on in her husband's business. What else did he say, Kyle? Because I have a feeling that wasn't his only take, right? So Erica said, it's true, Sutton. I just also want to make sure that I'm protecting myself. Erica, protecting yourself how? Sutton, I don't know. Kyle, you need to be a little bit more clear about what you said. And Sutton goes, what do you want me to say, Kyle? What do you want me to be more clear about? Kyle, well, you were worried about your reputation. And Sutton goes, of course. Erica, wait a minute. And Sutton's like, that's just me. That's not, it's not about you. That's just a me thing. I really wish she wouldn't have sort of wussied out of that because she has a right to be worried about her reputation. And you don't know what you don't know. So yeah, maybe on the surface it seems like, well, Erica and her husband might have been involved in some really bad stuff, but I know I wasn't involved in it and I don't do business with them. So this can't hurt me at all. But like I said, early on when you are a woman in society in Sutton's position, and perhaps she is on the board of various things. And, she may not want any kind of controversy swirling around her. I think they're trying to make it like Lisa, Kyle. I think they're trying to make it seem like being worried about your reputation really makes you a bad friend, selfish, and also shallow, Erica finally says, "You guys, are you really that afraid of me?" And Sutton said, "No." Rinna leans over to where Sutton is sitting. "I'm not sure you believe that Erica's not involved." None of you should be sure that Erica's not involved. That's ridiculous. Sutton, well, the $20 million elephant in the room. Why is the paper saying that $20 million went into your LLC? Erica, blink, blink. Okay, I guess she's not going to answer that one. Kyle says, "The obvious question is, did you know any of this?" Erica, what do you think? No, don't ask a question. It doesn't matter what they think. Kyle said, "As your friend, I don't think you did. But as someone who's lied about her life for as long as we've known her, I don't know what to think." That's what she should have said. So Erica goes, "No, I did not." Kyle goes, "Everyone was like, wait, do you know where this money came from? Was it a loan? Was it over time?" Erica, right. That's another question as well that we will uncover. What? What does that mean? That is another question that we will uncover. Who will uncover? Let's uncover it now. Did you know or not? That was a weird response. But of course, Kyle's like, okay, satisfied her. Did not satisfy me, for the record. In Garcelle's confessional, she's like, "Erica's answer seemed a little surfacey to me. I don't think she seems angry at Tom. I understand you love him, but he's been implicated in things that are really, really bad. So I get feeling hurt. I get feeling betrayed. But where's the anger towards Tom?" Good point. All she seems like is that she feels sorry for his diminished capacity, which one of you guys pointed out, that's not how people talk. That is definitely lawyer speak. Anyway, I wanted someone to ask her, do you believe Tom is capable of stealing money from his clients that he knows need that money? Like you've been with him for 22 years. Do you think he's capable of that? That's what I would have asked her. Because otherwise, how can you feel sorry for him and his, mental decline? And if you are in mental decline, are you still capable of pulling off a scam like this? A Ponzi scheme? Are his colleagues somehow manipulating him because his brain is so addled? I don't know. I have a lot of questions, actually. I have a lot of questions that are different than what these ladies are asking her. Anyway, Sutton goes on to say, "I have several LLCs of my own, and if that money did go in there, it seems like you would notice or question that." Erica, I was kept away from the books. Sutton, even your own LLC? That would make me insane. Erica, it did. So Dorit said, you read the headlines, and it's hard to digest. It's hard to think about, like I said before. Orphans and widows. It makes you feel sick. Erica, it's like one of the lawyers that said, "Where is the money?" I said, "Go talk to Tom." I found out that we had $50 to $80 million in cash that's gone. We did? That was in the LA Times article, too, that you read so thoroughly. Sutton, I'm sorry I read the article. And Erica goes, "No, you don't need to be sorry." Yeah. No one has to be sorry for worrying about this like Sutton, or feeling sick about it like Dorit, or questioning what Erica knew like Kyle. The question I have is, why isn't Erica a little more sorry? Or at all sorry? You can still maintain your innocence and feel compassion for the victims who were swindled out of their money. Erica just says, nobody knows where the money is but him. Nobody knows the answers but Tom. But Tom's senile, remember? So maybe nobody knows now. Rinna goes, where does $80 million go? Erica, exactly. You mean 60 million because 20 went into Erica's LLC. All right, Dorit now feels she needs to tell Erica, and most everybody, if not everyone here, believes you are innocent, Erica. Erica, I haven't been accused of anything. Dorit,
Well, right. I think it's just a matter of what you knew and being complicit.
Erica, yeah, those words are not cool. Go home. Go home to your shitty little house. Dorit goes,
It's not, and it's not cool to read it.
Erica, it's not cool to repeat it because you know it isn't true. First of all, she doesn't know anything. None of them do. None of us know anything yet. Dorit goes,
Well, I certainly don't think so.
And Erica goes, okay. In Sutton's confessional, she said, I'm a little disappointed in Dorit because we were both simpatico at her house. Oh, Teddy stayed for dinner, guys. Yeah, Teddy's there. She hasn't been on screen once, but okay. So Teddy feels the need to speak right now. Not sure why, but she said, Hi, it's me, Teddy. Everybody's making it about them when it's not about them. That's the problem. Erica, I agree with you. Teddy, encouraged by the fact that Erica agreed with her probably, continues on. Hi, it's me, Teddy. Here's the problem. A big portion of people at this table have their own lawsuits, but it has nothing to do with anybody else, unless it directly affects them. If you think Erica is lying to you, that's your issue. And until somebody tells me otherwise, I have to believe that he's the asshole and you didn't know anything. Sutton, okay, I'm just gonna ask another tough one. I just absolutely love that Sutton just ignored Teddy. Moving on. Oh, God. She says she's got to ask another tough one. Have you had any kind of discussions with the attorneys about the article? Like how to navigate through it? Erica. No. Did you have to think about it? What's with the dramatic pause? Garcelle, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, as I usually am. My sister has had a kidney transplant, and it went wrong. And she got a lawyer, and she was supposed to get money, and she's very innocent. And she's like, no, it just takes a long time. It takes a long time. So if that's what Tom did to these people, then Tom. Thank you, Garcelle. Well said. Erica, what's being alleged in that lawsuit is terrible. And he will have to pay a price for that, if in fact that's what happened. I think what happened to Tom here is that he's not mentally capable. And he is in sole control of his law firm. And I think that got away from him. We're dealing with a man who is diminished capacity. Okay, that sentence isn't even like grammatically correct. We're dealing with a man who is diminished capacity. Is that his name? Because otherwise you would say we're dealing with a man with diminished capacity. Am I wrong here? It's like she's so carefully saying the lawyer speak that she's not even fitting it into a sentence correctly. We're dealing with a man who is diminished capacity. And he's not doing the right thing. Because if he stole the money, I'd like to know where it is. Dorit.
If I didn't love and care about you, there's not really a situation. The ones that love and care about you are friends in the middle of a hurricane.
Rinna. Well, we all love and care about her. Garcelle leans over to Kathy now and she goes, is it a competition? Who loves her more? And Kathy goes, and longer. So then Garcelle says out loud to the whole table, some support you more than others, apparently, because they've known you longer. Yeah, so Garcelle is really into this discovery of the core four, and being an outsider of that. So that kind of pissed her off. Anyway, she said, but the victims are the most important thing. You'll always be okay. And Erica said, yeah, the victims need to be taken care of. Finally! Is that the first time she's ever said that? Because I don't think I have ever heard her talk about how the victims need to be repaid, made whole, taken care of. You know, I've never heard that out of her mouth unless I'm, missed it, but finally. So Garcelle said, absolutely, that's where I'm coming from. And then Erica and Rinna go, that's where everyone's coming from. No, they're not. Garcelle said, I haven't heard it. And Dorit goes, really? Kyle's like, we all said it a lot on Saturday, Kathy. First, it's the victims and their families. And Erica goes, yeah, I don't care about me. I'm the last in all of this. These people are owed their money, but we need to see what this man did. Sutton, do you think we'll ever know? Kathy goes, they'll get to it. It sounded kind of scary coming from Kathy. I liked it. It sounded a little threatening. Erica, I do not expect anyone to hold my hand. I appreciate the support. Those who want to be my friend, thank you. And those who feel it's too much, if you're more comfortable away from me, I certainly understand and respect that too. Then in Erica's confessional, the producer asked her, you've been unbelievably strong so far. Do you feel like you've been strong? Erica, I don't know. I've just been trying to put one foot in front of the other. So now Dorit said,
I hope God gives you the strength and courage to go through it. And please, God, we'll be there sooner rather than later.
Amen. Kyle, I feel bad that there was questions and stuff. Kathy, it's good practice. Yes, Kathy. The best thing you did this year, Bravo, was hire Kathy Hilton. Everyone laughed and Erica goes, well, that's one way of looking at it. So Kyle's like, guys, I have dessert in the other room. Let's go. And they're like, oh, this was a great meal. Thanks. And they sit down in the other room. Kyle's like, hey, we share, we hash things out. And Erica's like, yeah, it's all good. Kathy said, I can see how tired you are. And Erica goes, I'm very tired. Over by the kitchen, Sutton and Dorit are standing there, and Sutton said, did you throw me under the bus a little bit tonight? And Dorit goes, no, I didn't throw anyone under the bus. And Sutton goes, because on Saturday, you had the same feelings as me. And Dorit goes, 100%. Sutton goes, well, it felt like tonight everyone was like, oh no, we didn't have those feelings. That was just you. So over toward the living room, Erica said, okay, well, I'm going to go beyond my merry little way. In Sutton's confessional, she said she thought that everyone else kind of abandoned ship. And, Rinna said that she thought that Sutton kind of backed off a lot too. Listen, it's easier to be strong and, we need to confront her. And then when she's sitting right there, I get it. It's hard to confront someone to their face. But you know what? Not Crystal. Crystal, not that she confronted her so much, but Crystal doesn't really have a dog in this fight. She did, however, back Sutton up when Sutton made the first move, I guess. She said the first thing. And then everyone else was super quiet and they were letting Sutton just dangle out there on her own. And it was Crystal that said, yeah, I agree with Sutton. I also had some confusion about the timeline and that, So, good on Crystal. Who knew she'd be the one to come to Sutton's rescue? So anyway, after Erica announces that she's going to go, Sutton said, oh, wait, Erica, I have a little present for you. And she's like, it's just a little Christmas present, a little something from one Georgia girl to another. And Erica's like, oh, thank you. Although you knew she wanted to kind of punch her, right? In Erica's confessional, she said, you really learn what people are made of when a tough situation is around. You can smell the cowards a mile away. I don't know if the rats are leaving the ship or if I'm leaving the rats. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, she is out the door and into her shitty little car she goes, hopefully with a doggy bag for Trivago. What's that dog's name? Anyway, that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys very much for joining me. If you liked this recap, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. If you would like to be notified every time I have a new video come out, then go ahead and click on the bell icon for notifications. Also, I am trying to remind people that I am an Amazon affiliate, and if you happen to be shopping at Amazon and you go through my link in the description box below, I will receive a little bit of credit for your purchases, even if they are not the thing that I am recommending down below. So I would appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't change anything on your end. It's just a little like bonus for me. So yeah. Also, thank you to Andrea, who keeps reminding people in the comment section. You are a sweetheart. I appreciate it so much. And that is it for me. I will see you next week with the next recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Love you guys. Bye.